I'm back, baby.
Hey, Gumby, what's up, man? Quick on the draw tonight.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Gumby, we talked about this. That has a purpose. It is pretty funny. That's why I picked that one. I need to find some more Full Metal Jacket ones to throw on the soundboard. Hey, Sisyphus, happy Saturday. Or no, Sunday. Today is Sunday. Happy Sunday, man. By the way, I promise everyone we are not doing any more Rust tonight because Rust is the devil. Can't stand it. That's only because none of us know it. Does anybody actually really know Rust? I mean, for realsies. Alright, Gumby. Let's see how this is working. Let's get started. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Sunday. There we go. Oh man, I had a pretty good day today. Man, I got a 2.5 hour nap today. It's amazing how much all my punishments as a child are now my wants as an adult. I will try. So I do actually want to pick up Rust, Gumby. However, I've decided for now I'm just going to stick with Python some more, even though I know it pretty well. There's a lot on the developer side I don't know, right? So if I become proficient developing Python, then yeah, I could become proficient developing Rust. I fully believe that. However, I just want to add one damn thing. That's all I want to do. I just want to add the output. Speaking of which, I was digging through Langsmith just before the stream started. I wanted to see what it was doing, and when we send everything over to Anthropic, when we're processing this, we're giving it all the information. Like, hey, by the way, here's the tools. Actually, here's the run data, right? So what we did is we had functions and tools, which had that in-map output format here, which told it like, hey, this is how we want the various outputs formatted for us. And I was just looking to see how this was actually transmitted over to the system. And it actually did a pretty good job on it. So I think what I want to do tonight is we'll spin up RootMe and we're going to walk through this kind of like step by step. Because eventually what's going to happen is we're going to need to do a couple different things and basically we're going to baby step the different agents through it. So we'll have to build some new agents. We'll have to then get them kind of up and running. And we're just going to run through it in a manual fashion. All right, so let's take a look here. Something we go pull up. Well, yeah, any compiled language is going to be faster than Python. Any compiled language. See, am I still logged into? Try hack me? No. I am not a robot. Like, I'm totes a robot. Alright, is this one? No, this is not RootMe. I'll find this one. Accidentally logged out of my Steam Deck, which is a broken screen. And when you log out to Steam Link, the screen won't work. Oh, that's a bummer, dude. Man, I'm hoping. I actually thought about possibly getting a Steam Deck. I'm not sure, but I love everything they're doing with it, especially with the Proton. What is it? Shit, what is it? Like, yeah, Proton. Like, where they're basically working on porting more games over to Linux and like breaking the Windows stranglehold. Why not use Go? I actually probably will start picking up Go, Gumby, in a little while, because some of the stuff that... Actually, no, I won't need Go for that either. I mean, the main reason this whole project is in Python is because we're using LangChain and LangGraph, and those are in Python. Let me look at that real quick. LangChain SDK. I'm pretty sure the only two libraries they have SDKs for are... crap, what is it? JavaScript and Python. Let's see. Thankfully, I'm going to get a USB-C to HDMI adapter so I can use it on my TV. Ooh, nice. Yeah, one of my buddies has a Steam Deck. He really likes it. I saw some of the wicked mods people were doing. They're cutting open the back of the Steam Deck, and they're putting, like, aftermarket coolers on it to boost the performance. I thought that was pretty sick. I know. I'm familiar with Go, Gumby. Yeah. No, the reason I'm saying it is because Langsmith and Langchain, they're both built in for Python. And for some reason, a lot of the a lot of the AI libraries and machine learning libraries are built in Python, and they're using PyC in the back, but still. Just bucking around. You're killing me, Gumby. Dude, my sleep schedule is all kinds of already jacked up from just the 1 hour change. It hasn't even been 24 hours yet. Thanks a lot, 1918 coal shortage. Appreciate it. Appreciate you fucking up the time zones. Let's see. All right, yeah, let's look back at this. So eventually we're gonna have different graphs in here. Let me delete this one out. We don't need that. And let's go look at RootMe real fast. These. What's it? Start attack box? No. Deploy machine. Here we go. Start the machine. Just woke up an hour ago. Man. No, I got like a 2.5 hour nap today with the kids because they were tired of shit too. They did not only did they not sleep well the night before because they were staying with my brother, who's the Funkle, but then they went to bed late and we had to get up early, and so they were beat down. So like the whole family, after we got home from church, we all just crashed. I take that back. We had some lunch and then just crashed out. And then I came in, I was actually trying to do the Rust stuff. So I actually I got Rust Rover up over here, and I tried to work on it today. I only got to work on it for about 10 minutes because the dev server started acting up again and was giving me grief. So I had to troubleshoot that. When it's working, it's great. It's when it crashes that it sucks. Okay, let's see. We're gonna give the machine a second here. Populate. All right, so got that. I gotta remember if I even have the VPN set up on this box here. Let's see. Did I? I do somewhere. Let's see if I got it in here. I think I had to run that with sudo tac guide. Let me see if I've got that in here. I've got the Chasma stuff. Let's see that in here. Ah, there it is. It's right there. VPN. Let's go ahead and connect over to that real quick. All right. Thank you, Smalls. Blaze bits. Oh, VPN. I know I have an OpenVPN command. Yeah, I knew it was here. Come on, what the hell? What's that binary? User SPN OpenVPN. I suppose that you can play Ultra Kill on the Steam Deck. To be honest, I have no clue why people dislike controller support for the game. I had one of the Steam controllers for a while because I had my computer like casting to my TV, and then I was playing it with that, and I was playing a bunch of RTS games. You know, like the what do they call them? Like 5X, the expand, explore, exploit, exterminate, 4X. That's it. Yeah, I'm just surprised SBin wasn't showing up in here. That's all right. Let's do something quick. We'll go home, Debian. We'll copy that here. Then we'll just run from here. Open VPN. Bits.vpn. There we go. So rename this window to VPN. Make a new one, right? Okay. Do something. I kind of want to modify the nmap agent a teensy weensy bit. It's pretty pretty. Not sure. No, I'm not cool enough to use NeoVim, Gumby. As much as I would like it. Let me check something real quick. I think we want how to grid the arcs from a PowerShell script. Python check arcs. Is it sysargv? Is that it? Yeah, that's what I need. That's not what I wanted. Don't be smalls. Actually, let me go. I don't think I imported anything from sys in here. That's fine. What we'll do is we'll just let's see, from sys import arc. Import that real quick. So if the length of argv is 1, or what it is here though. He hates NeoVim. I kind of like NeoVim, but I just haven't taken the time to like properly use it yet. That's right. So argv. That's right. So 0 is the script name, and then 1 would be the argument. So if it's greater than 1, then we'll say target is going to equal argv1. Otherwise, we'll do else, and then what we'll do is we'll just bring this part up here. Actually, I'll do that a little bit different. Yeah, we'll just take that out. Oh yeah, I kind of want to do something. We'll do a quick print here. We'll say we'll just say running agent tasks or make that a form. There we go. I keep changing my mind how I want to do this. Else, we're gonna say target's gonna equal scanme.nmap.org. Scanme.in.org. There we go. Hey Tafer, what's up? So we're working on a little AI bot using LangChain and LangGraph to try and play CTF games, Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, things like that. And so we just kind of messing around with it, tinkering. I actually really suck as a Python developer. I know a bunch of different coding languages, but not how to actually develop in them. Hacking on code, not usually a problem. Unless it's Rust, because Rust is evil. But I'm just salty because last night I had a Rust issue. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So I work in offensive security. I've been doing that for a long time. And I wanted to start exploring AI stuff because my clients are starting to use it. The freaking key just came off my keyboard. Gumby, you obviously haven't heard about our Lord and Savior Python. Let me do something here. So I want to take grab output. We'll say that's going to be the scan. Yeah, so I'm just going to copy this whole section right now. Why? Because I'm lazy. I can copy and paste. There we go. Ta-da. Starting to study a career in cybersecurity, it's a little hard, but I think in the way it will, I think in the way it will be more smooth. So what do you think? You're from the Dominican Republic. Nice, man. So thinking it's going to be smooth is probably not the correct mindset, and I'll tell you why. As you're working in security, actually, it depends on what area of cybersecurity you want to go into. If you're working in defensive security, yeah, it can be a little bit more smooth progression, right? Because you start working on, okay, I'm now kind of proficient in network firewalls, or I'm proficient in like endpoint detection and response systems, antivirus, things like that. You kind of have a little bit more linear path, and you're focused on a little bit more tight thing. What I do is offensive security. So companies pay me to go hack into their computers, and I do that. I enjoy it. I don't think it's for everybody. And I think a lot of people who like security can get fulfillment in different areas of security. So don't get me wrong. It's just, that's what I'm specialized in. And that one has its own unique challenges. They all do. I'd say one challenge that kind of broadly reaches across them is you have a cat and mouse game constantly going on. One side's attacking, one side's defending, and they're just trying to catch up to one another or stay ahead of the other, right? So that's the one thing I'd say that's universally true across security. And so if you don't like that kind of work, security's probably not for you. But most people tend to get accustomed to it, or they do enjoy it. It becomes fun. So I'd say just depending on which area of cybersecurity you kind of want to go into, that's what I would think about. Because there's lots of different areas you can go into. Even in offensive security, there's lots of different areas you can go into, right? There's a lot of stuff about hacking that I don't know. Hey, no worries, man. Dude, this is a total learning stream. I'm on here, we're just coding, we're having fun. People like Gumby come in here and heckle me, even though he's a Rust heretic, and we have a good time. Let me change this. This is going to be target. Like so, very good. Actually, I kind of want to, I want to import something into this. Something I've not done before in Python. Because one of the major goals of this project is to make me a better developer. I've never done like argparse. So, Python argparse. Figure out how to use this thing. Well, you can't be a Rust heretic because you have no hair? Lies. Superfluous lies. I guess I need to... I'm going to have to add this to the project, aren't I? Yeah, pretty sure. Let me cd... Did I put in HackTheBot? Yeah. Let's do that. So let's do poetry, add... argparse? Yeah. Add argparse to this. Okay, cool. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then let me look at the example we've got here. So... look at the argparse tutorial page. So just import argparse and we just go to town with it. Okay. Go and do that real quick. And then I can actually get rid of this part right here. So let's do, how do we define that? Yeah, parser. Do options is going to equal arg parse dot parser, argument parser. Tell me, how the hell does a helicopter survive almost 20 Stinger missiles and the person inside does not take a single bit of damage? Are you playing Metal Gear? I have not played a Metal Gear since... It wasn't Metal Gear Solid, it was the one after that, where they're like on the oil rig. I forget which one that is. Where you're not playing as Solid Snake, you're playing as like the kind of like, I think he was like a clone of him, the young kid. Alright, so how do we introduce positional arguments? Let's see. I don't want positional arguments, though. Optional arguments. Yeah, sure, we can do optional arguments. Raiden, yeah, that's his name. Yeah, I remember that kid now. I remember slipping on the bird poop, walking across the pipe, and dying a bunch of times until I finally realized, oh, you have to walk. Right, here's what I want. I want this add argument right here. Why is my clipboard not working? Sorry. All right, add argument, and what's the argument? Basically the switch, and then the... options dot add argument. And what's the format to it? So we're gonna do a task, and then that's gonna be, what's the help on? Yeah, so just help. Let's see. Help is going to be task for the task to complete. There we go. Do that. And then what we'll do is, actually, I want to add one above this, because what we're going to do is we're going to change that to target. It's going to be this is going to be the nmap scan target. Get that going. Then how do I make sure that somebody actually... So actually, let me look at how to access this. So we do args equals parser parse args. Okay, that's what we want to do. Actually, I'm going to change this. We are going to make this the parser, and then I will store that into args. Parser. By the way, right now, Sock is fuming in the other room because my son was gifted a Rubik's Cube by one of his classmates. He's real big. He actually competes in like solving Rubik's Cubes. Hello, smart kid. And he gave one to my son. And apparently, you know, in the grid, it's like a 3x3, right? The center one you can actually take out and move. Well, when that happened, the Rubik's Cube became unsolvable. She is currently trying to brute force the combinations to figure out how to get the Rubik's Cube back into a solvable configuration. I told her, it's like, hey, if it's frustrating you, just don't do it. She's like, no, I've got to figure it out. I was like, oh god, it's me all over again. She's fuming right now. Oh dear. Oh, I had to get to args. Okay. Do args. There we go. Do options. So options is going to equal. We get that. The parser and parse args. Nice. Okay. So parser. Parse args. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this out here. Here. What do I want to do with this? I need to understand how to access these. Let's see. Where's the verbosity? If args.verbosity. Oh, actually, I need to do something real quick. So this was the action. So how do I actually take the input from action is store true. I don't want to just store true. Ah, here we go. This is actually what I needed. I needed a type to store this in. Solid as Snake. I'm the boss to surpass Big Boss himself. Solid Snake. No, this is not Solid Snake. I loved those games back in the day. Metal Gear Solid shit for a long time, like the detection sound when you got detected, like if you're sneaking under a box and like your stealth got broken, that was my ringtone for the longest time. Just let me paste. Of course not. Why? Because that would be too easy. All right, so what I need is for target, I need a type in here too. So let's do. Let's do this real fast. What is this? This is the name or flags. What is this called? Is it called like the flag in here? I think it's flags. Try that. You know what? Never mind. Screw it. It's fine. It's fine the way it is. I'm gonna bust this up just a wee bit. Make it a little bit more real. Alright, so then we're gonna do the type. Type to be here. So to find the type, we do where? We just tell it what the type is. So type in this case is going to be an str. Hey Cypher, what's up, brother? Happy Sunday, man. Every time I get a silencer in a Metal Gear Solid game or a Metal Gear game, my brain says peace was never an option. Easy there, raging goose. From the Untitled Goose Game. I think that's all we need right there. In this case, we could do an action storage. That's fine, we're gonna just do that. Same thing here. Let's reformat this just a wee bit. So the type is, this is also going to be a string. Honking intensifies. Isn't there a way also to specify a default value in here? Let's see. Ah, so you can't just specify a default value in there. Perfect. All right, so what we're gonna do is we'll do the type there. We'll tell it what the default is going to be. So the default, what was this? This was the target, so that's gonna be, crap. Scanme.mmap.org. Yes, there we go. And then for this one, the default task is to find common open TC. We're just going to put that right there. So these are going to be the defaults here. So if you just run it, that's what it's going to do. And then what we need to do is we'll parse out our options. So in this case, it's going to be add argument square. But what if it has like a double tack in it? That's what I try to figure out. See, that's specifying ambiguous argument. At. Oh, so this is going to become verbose. That's going to become quiet. Okay, awesome. And what we can do here is this is going to become options dot target, and this one right here will just be options dot task. Perfect. So now, if we run the main program right here, if you don't supply any arguments when you're running the script, boom, it's just going to run like default. So I actually want to see what happens. What the hell is this? Connection refused. What the hell? Oh, damn it. It's because we don't have, yeah. Hang on one second. I know now. Let me rename this. This is going to be HTBot code. Make a new one. Because I had the RoboPages server turned off while I was testing it. There we go. And yeah, let's run the server here. You know what I just realized? It's still gonna have that damn bug in here where it's gonna run. It's gonna build the. This is what I was telling you about the other night, right? So if I come over here and I do a Docker images, we have an nmap.local right here. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. However, I come up here. Whenever I run this, it's going to take for fucking ever because it's going to try to rebuild the nmap container, even though it's already there. So even though I submitted an issue to them like a week ago for this, another reason I'm trying to learn Rust. So if we come back and look right here, look, it's like, oh yeah, cool. We're getting all the data. It's parsing it. It's built out the various classes that we need, and then it's building the nmap local. So I did leave this in the past, but I'm gonna leave it running because right here, you see this? This one is gonna become unnamed. We're gonna have like a no-name image appear here in a little while. Six bullets is more than enough to kill anything that moves. Well, yeah, if you're Revolver Ocelot, it sure is. Yeah, Fast and Gumby, since you two are my Rust heretics, why don't y'all go look at the code and figure that out? Because Rust wanted to make my eyes bleed. Fast, I thought you were a Rustation too. Such a pain too. It takes so long to build because it's building it from source. And if you know the source code is to nmap because it has grown over the last, I don't know, shit. When was nmap released? Nmap release date 1997. This code is older than most of you guys right now. So 1997. I remember this shit. I was in middle school when this came out. Awesome, thanks, Gumpy. That was honestly one of the other things I wanted to work on first, but honestly, I needed... Hey, Ty, what's up, man? I wanted the other output stuff first. So what we're gonna do, as well, freaking nmap is, or Docker is doing its thing in RoboPages. What we'll do is we'll come through and we'll start adding these different output formats in here. And we'll just build them up dynamically as we need them to try and piecemeal together solve the root me. And then we'll start taking it from this very manual process and we'll start adding the abstraction layers to make it a lot more automated. After I'm done playing Destiny 2, that game never ends, man. I'm never getting my PR. can't believe that. So yeah, well, what I was saying though, guys, is the source code for Nmap has grown since 1997, right? And it's just grown and grown and grown. So it takes forever to compile now. But whenever you're going through and you're looking at like, oh, hey, how's it figuring out what server is which and how's it doing? It is literally a shit ton of like if-else statements in there. There's not really a super intelligent way to figure that out. Let's see. I wonder how long this is going to take. Actually, we'll kind of know because here... Oh, what was this? 1:40 Zulu time. Oh, that's right, because they're only 5 hours ahead now because... Fuck my sleep schedule in the 1918 cold short. Let me look at, so while that's actually processing, let me look at what else we did here. So reconnaissance was, we had a couple questions we wanted to ask. So how many ports are open? What version of Apache is running? Do we see SSH? And we're gonna, okay, so the next tool we're gonna actually need to kind of put in here is GoBuster. And GoBuster will be kind of interesting because we're gonna need a way to pass in what word lists are available in the GoBuster agent. Yeah, because farmers never worked during the daylight. They went by the time of day. So no, actually, I think it was, hang on one second. I think it was 1918 coal, I think it was a coal shortage that caused daylight savings time. Yeah, so March 1918, the Standard Time Act was enacted during World War I, established daylight savings time in the U.S. as a wartime measure to conserve coal and extend daylight hours. But it was repealed shortly after the war. Then you fast forward, it basically, they said, hey, you could have daylight savings time after the war was over. They said you can do it by state. Well, then air travel started and everything was getting jacked up because you had all these different time zones depending on what state you were flying over. So then I think it was daylight savings time was reintroduced in 1966 with the Uniform Time Act. So thanks 60, something else you fucked up for us. That was what we needed to get rid of. And so I cannot wait for them to get rid of it. Arizona actually still, which I don't get. Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time. Sounds like you're going to need to set up some kind of dictionary in Python, but I don't know. Oh, you're talking about for GoBuster, Oreo? Yeah, okay, hold on. How do Arizona and Hawaii not follow daylight savings time? I want to know about this. Arizona and Hawaii don't observe daylight saving times because of their unique geography and climates. Arizona is a desert climate, opted out to avoid the later sunset during the hottest months, while Hawaii, being near the equator, experiences minimal seasonal daylight variations, making DST unnecessary. Counterpoint. This doesn't make DST necessary either. Just saying. Some municipalities even opt out of it as well. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, they need to get rid of that shit. Did you know heart attacks spike during that time of day? Yeah, so like, it doesn't matter if you're shifting forward or shifting back, but the time change causes, I guess, some kind of excess stress, and people have more heart attacks during that time. Think of the people we can save. Just get rid of daylight savings time. I got Sisters over here dropping all the Metal Gear Solid facts on me. Fun fact, in the OG Metal Gear Solid, the bullets have realistic time travel, which means during the Sniper Wolf fight, you can shoot Wolf and then call up Opticon while the bullet is in mid-flight. Under current federal law, you can opt out of daylight savings time, but you can't stay on it year-round. I just wish Texas would opt out of it. Then why the hell did I set my clock forward 1 hour? Well, Sock's yelling at me saying Texas has opted out of daylight savings time. I'm like, then why did I have to get up an extra hour early? Oh, I thought you said they did. Oh. Apparently she was praying. She's like, please, Jesus. And I'm like, I didn't hear it properly. Oh, that's most of our conversations these days is me mishearing what she said. And usually then thinking I had like a really cool idea when she had it like to go. Oh, what the hell? It ran. Output scan. Oh, I don't think we finished one part of the parsing logic. I just realized that. Post.data.ports append. Yeah, I just realized that. Where is it? Nmap agent. I just realized that I believe in the Nmap agent we did not finish some of the parsing. Yeah, this part right here. So for item in Nmap parsed raw output post data.ports. Yeah, that. It gets worse the further you go. Try it in 30 years, dude. We've been married. We've been together 13 years now. Damn. And so we've been married for 10 of those years, 10 and a half. So, yeah, it's funny. It doesn't feel like it, though, which is a good thing. It shouldn't feel like it. Let's see. All right, what the hell was I doing with this? So we had IP address, Nmap parsed, raw, we had the IP address. It was template 2. That's right. So this was giving us another invoke from our LLM. We told it to parse the response. Hang on, I'm gonna go put some damn comments in here. Otherwise, future Blaze is gonna want to murder past Blaze. Okay, base LLM. Then we had the tool select LLM. So this is gonna be LLM instant used to use a function. Function and parameters. And then this one down here. Oh no, I take that back. This is the other one. And then down here, this LLM instance. This is going to be LLM instance used to parse the Nmap output into a pedantic model. Not in-app, it should be in-map. There we go. That way I don't forget what I was doing in here. Alright, so there's our stuff right here. There's our first template. Here's our tool query. Then we have our in-map results. Then we have our in-map parsed raw output. So IP address is going to be the raw IP address coming back. And so we have host data, and we got ports in here. I don't think I ever finished doing this, did I? Let me look at something real quick, because what I had originally thought was to do... let's see. Python dictionary keys. Let's see, the integer as keys. Integer key, can you do that? But not with that version of the constructor. What you can do is you can do this. Several different ways to make a dictionary. Giggity. Because what we were thinking about, what I was thinking about doing with this. Shit, I closed Langsmith. Hang on. Pull that back up. Because here's the kind of output that we're getting back. This was our previous one that we just ran, right? We're running it on the 9th. So if we look at this, what's coming back from our output, I believe I can change that. Actually, we want this one, right? Yeah, so this is coming back to us as a JSON. So we had the ports kind of listed like this. So my thought was we'd have the ports where the port number was going to be the key. And then, so we'd have a dictionary. Let me kind of diagram this out a little. So I forgot we did not finish that parsing logic. Click. Spanish? No? Why are you being like this? Why do you hate me? I guess I waited too long to use the overlay. Right, there we go. Now I think it's working. Are you gonna let me resize? There we go. Finally. Okay. So here's kind of what we're looking at is, we look at this structure. What I was thinking is we'll have basically a host entry, right? So here on this host entry, let's call this host data. And that's going to be a dictionary down here. And then from that we'll have the IP address. That's going to be a string in here. And then after that, we're going to have the ports. And that was also going to be another dictionary in here. And what I was thinking is we'd have basically the port number here. So the number would be the key, and then that would map to another dictionary. Or we'd have something like the state, the services, the version, and any script data going to it. We could actually make this a little bit simpler. I think we could do maybe port 22 in there as the key. Let's try that. Just so I don't have to do a lot of jankiness. So this is going to be... Let me just try this real quick. So we did port 20. Just call this toolbar. And I hit the wrong button. Okay, so that will work. Nice. Let's do 22. Doesn't seem to complain about that being a key, so. All right, so what we're gonna need is, we need to do a couple things in here. So this will be a dictionary. Let's see, host data ports, and what is it saying here? Oh, I'm gonna have to do it like this. We'll reference it this way. Is that where we say this is a string? I don't remember how to to do that as the decorator. Really dumb. Yeah, that's fine. Let me do a breakpoint here. Actually, that should be fine. So in-map parsed raw's output dot ports. Okay, that's what we want. So I need one other thing in here, and that is I need Python array for each with index. That's what I need. You can do index and element, which is enumerate my array. That's what I needed. For each item, let's do index, and we'll just copy that thing. Index and element, and we'll enumerate this. Not exactly what I wanted. It kind of ate my work there, but that's fine. So it's in-map parse raw dot ports. Yeah, there we go. We'll get this one. So what we're going to do is this should give us back, if this is to be believed, the index and the element value, which is fine. Because what we're going to do is each of those ports, just by iterating over the ports, we'll be able to go get the individual slices for each of those arrays. Because the arrays line up like this. Notice how we have 4 elements here, 4 elements here, 4 elements here. So the nth index of the array here is going to be the same across all of these. So we just have to go get the individual pieces. So this is not going to be item. This is going to be element. Drop that right there. And in fact, we don't even need the port here. Let's take this out because we're not going to append this. What we're going to do is we're going to say host elements ports, and then we'll do. Oh, back. This is all wrong actually. Now that I think about it, this is completely inaccurate. That's fine. We'll fix it up. So we'll do key of the element here, and we're just going to set that equal to this, just like this. So we don't need the port. We'll take that out. The state is going to be host data here. And then we're going to get that by the index. So the index, actually, yeah, that's perfect. That's all we need. Wait, is that right? No, it's not host data. It's in-map parsed raw. So in-map parse raw, and then what we'll do is we'll get the state value from that. So state. There we go. And then we'll get that index. Employee fig. That's what we want. That's going to be the, what do we call that? Services. We'll just adjust this real quick. Yep. That's going to be the state. That's going to be, I believe that's states, because this is the plural. We're getting out the individual slice of that array. And we'll do in-map services, and then this won't be services. This will be the version. And then scripts is still going to be plural, because we can have multiple scripts kind of mapping to it. We'll do the same thing. Just do. There we are. Drop that in there, and then this is going to be from. Close that up. Last thing we need is you just move this index down here a wee bit. There we go. So this should now work. Let's walk through it quick. So we get the IP address from our nmap parsed raw. So that's coming back from our LLM that's parsing all the nmap data. So we pipe a shit ton of nmap data to it. We tell it what the structure is to come back. It comes back looking like this right here, a whole bunch of arrays. One other thing that'd be nice is if we had the host name in there, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. We might go through and add that later. We get this. So we have IP address, parsed raw. Then we set up basically a main thing for the host data. That's our IP address. We get our ports. Ports is going to be a dictionary, and then what we do is we just append that onto it. So for each ports, the element is. Oh, I just realized that'll work because we're iterating over the ports here. So I gotta put a note on this. So we're gonna iterate over the ports to get the index and correlate the arrays into a dictionary. Hey Reb, what's up, man? Happy Sunday, dude. We're just still tinkering away on the AI hacking program. So I forgot as we're sitting here testing, I'm like, why is this not working? Because I forgot to do some basic parsing. So this area was all messed up. We're getting this nice, beautiful structured data back from the language model, but we need to kind of organize it a bit. So I forgot to do that. So it ran, but then it threw a fit because of the kind of data that we got back. Let's see, and then I forgot the last thing, which is I wanted to print the output. Let's run this again. So right now we're running it without any flags, so it's just going to hit scanme.nmap.org. We're just going to sit here and we're going to wait for it to do its thing. Let's see. Nmap output format object is not subscriptable. What? Eight services script. Killing me, Smalls. What did this come back? This came back as an nmap output script. Oh, that's right. We do have to do this as the dot. I forgot about that. Yep. And now this is going to say that ports for class type dict. Yeah, actually, take that back. That one actually is correct. There we go. So this one, because the host data actually is just a dictionary in here. Let's see. So this one is correct. It's these ones that are not correct because nmap parsed raw. If we look at this one, this is going to return this object, an instance of it, an nmap output. So that's what we need to adjust in here. So let's do that. So this should not be states. This should be dot states. And this one should not be services. That would be dot services. Same thing with versions. Actually, it should be plural, right? Versions. And same thing with this one here. This should be dot scripts. There we go. Ripperoni. It's getting all the data back. It's just we're having trouble with the output parsing. Right, we'll let this run. I think there's one other thing I want to do and maybe refactor this a tiny bit, but I'll do that later. Because this is actually just doing everything manually. We're taking output and manually passing it through. We can do that with the lang chain, with the actual chain, and let it go through and do its own thing. Hey, there we go. That. Add that. Got ourselves a nice, pretty setup here. Now, why is it saying that it's not using argv? Because we're totally using arg. Oh, no, we're not. We can take that out. I forgot we're using parser now. But let's go ahead and import keyprint. Make this have a nice, pretty out. Oh, keyprint. It's real cool. Oh, I didn't open VS Code. So I want to go format this, make sure it all looks nice and copacetic. Do Python. Where's our... Oh, you're in here. Let's do who equals. I know you have a format document on. Yep. So it's kind of working. Surely I have the Python developed. Yeah, it's installed. Why are you not letting me form? Bro, get smalls. Oh, actually, I think that's pretty cool. Because it did it a little bit differently than I was expecting. I was expecting 22. Actually, I think that's worked out pretty... Let me do this. World's going to end February 26, 2026. I feel like I should know that date, but I don't know it, Gumby. What's up? Purple's the new black. Hell yes, I love purple. That is my favorite color. What's up, man? What's funny is I always have arguments with Agent Zero about what's the best color, and he swears it's not purple. But he also does not have a favorite color, so he can't really argue against me. Oh yeah, man. Everything's going pretty good. We're just working on a little bit of an AI LangChain project. And I wanted to go through and actually redo this code a little bit because we're just making like raw templates and other stuff. And it kind of works, but at the same time, it kind of doesn't. So I'm going to redo this eventually over into LangChain. No idea what's up with that date, just heard it from the aliens. Well, I mean, they would surely never lie to you. Never, not once, no. And y'all should have seen Agent Zero when I told him that computers can lie to him. He's like, hey, I saw something on the computer. It's like, kiddo, computers can lie to you. You know that, right? I need to go back like 2 months ago when I was stuck on a task at work. What was the task, Purple? But I kind of do want to do this because I like this. We'll look at something real quick because I gotta remember how to do this. Link chain define agent. Damn it, because they typically always want to point you to the React agent, but I don't want to use the React agent. Integrate with some tools with LangChain. Oh, nice. With Slack and the documentation base of the company. Oh, gotcha. Were you trying to do like a RAG system with it? Damn it, it's the old documentation. I was stuck and I had no patience to learn. I'll stick around. Hey, actually, here, I'll tell you what. There's a course that actually I went through. Here we go. Yeah, from this guy, Eden Marco. I'll drop a link to it here in the chat. He actually does a really good job of explaining it. I probably actually need to go back and rewatch it. Don't pay attention to this. By the way, guys, if you ever want to get a Udemy course, what you do is open a private browser window and go look at Udemy without, so you're not logged in, you don't have any of your standard session cookies, and then go look at the Udemy course, because it will 9 times out of 10 give you a discount, and you'll get this course for like, instead of $109, you'll get it for like 15 bucks. There'll be a big discount on it. So it was a really good course. I enjoyed the heck out of it. It was very thorough. What I ought to go do, look at his GitHub, so I'm trying to remember something. What's his link? Is it eMarco? Yeah, here we go. Let me look at his repos, because he had his repos for the course on here. React's lane graph. No, it's a lane graph example. Yeah, no worries, man. It was kind of like the RAG system, but I built it. I was trying to have an assistant to create and retrieve tickets on Jira. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that could be a little bit interesting to try and work on. I never looked at, and I'm not very familiar with Jira also. But so was the idea, Purple, that you would be able to give it a query like, hey, find a ticket that's like that basically like a kind of like an advanced AI search for certain tickets in Jira, and have it, spit that over to Slack? My worldview was fundamentally changed when I figured out that Neil Armstrong spelled backwards is Gnorts, Mr. Alien. Apparently, well, now we know what the greeting is. Gnorts. Good Norts, everybody. What was the... I'm trying to find something in here quick. Was it his Langgraph course? Crap, what was that other one we did? It must have been the RAG one. Maybe it's in his LangChain one. Let me see if it's in here. No, I think this is his public copy of LangChain. Yeah, this is his private fork. Hugging Face is doing a course right now on agents with small agents, Llama Index, and LangChain. I think LangChain comes out this Tuesday. Ooh, does it now? Hey, Purple, thanks for the Prime, dude. Appreciate that. Very cool. Oh, it looks like they're not doing LangGraph. Looks like they're doing they're not doing LangChain. They're doing LangGraph. The difference is the chains are as deterministic as you can get with a language model. They're a bit more straightforward. They follow like a linear execution path. But with LangGraph, you have like this here. because I have the diagram for kind of what I was planning with this AI model here. So a chain might be one of these individual nodes in here. So recon might be its own chain, for example. But then as you see, like, then we're taking this data and we're passing it. This is a very simplified kind of view. I was brainstorming. In reality, recon and enumeration will probably have different setups to them, because recon might even have be able to go beyond enumeration and directly pass stuff over to exploit over here, or even enumeration might be. All of these will be able to actually pass back over to Stinger, who's going to be kind of like the orchestrator, and we'll have the human in the loop kind of idea here. But to go back to what I was saying though, each of these might be an individual chain, but this overall will be a graph. So they'd have to kind of approach it with Lang chain as well, because the two are really meant to build on top of each other. I heard that your ice cream is Stinger flavored. Again with the Metal Gear Solid jokes. Let's look at something real quick here. We could do this with the icebreaker. Icebreaker would let us do this. Let me look at his chains real fast here. Custom chains, let me see. Alright, so we get the summary chain. Where's he actually define his agent? Prompts. Actually, he involves this as runnable sequences, so... so get summary chain was a runnable sequence, which a runnable is kind of like a very tiny base unit inside LangChain. And see right here, he's using the LangChain expression language to say, hey, this is what we're going to do with this. So the summary template here, our summary prompt template is going to be passed over to the language model and then to our summary parser. So the summary prompt template is our prompt template with our input variables into it. So we have input variables like, hey, what we've got, our template, our partial variables, those get passed to the language model, which I'm guessing is this LLM up here. And then that's passed over to the summary parser. And where's the summary parser? Oh, he does that with the partial variable. Gotcha. Hey, Freak, what's up, man? The Stingers take care of the cremation. Let me see if I can remember how he's doing this here. Right, so he divides his LLM, and then we also have a creative LLM here. Oh, so the difference here was he had different model temperature to those. Okay, so this is actually being parsed as the LLM right here. So takes the summary prompt template, this guy, types that over to the language model, and then to the summary parser. So the summary template gets referenced right here. Got it. Tall Pants. What's up, man? Thanks for coming online. Welcome in. I'm trying to remember how the LangChain expression language works. This is actually really cool because once you build it up, it makes a lot of sense here. So the summary prompt template took in the summary template. Okay. Which was, hey, this is the instructions for the LLM here. So given the information about in this example, Icebreaker, just a little bit of background info. The job here was you would give it a user. It would try to find their LinkedIn and their Twitter, kind of gather information about them, and then give you talking points like, hey, this is what they are familiar with and what you could talk about as an icebreaker. Hence the name. I just had to remember what this was. So this was our summary template here and our summary prompt template. Okay. Input variables were information and Twitter posts. And where do we implement the get summary chain? We just defined it. We didn't actually... Gotcha. So these were the different chains he was using. We'll look at something. Is there something like threat intel with AI? I would be surprised if there wasn't, Freak, because a lot of the threat intel guys, they have to gather information from so many different sources, right? One of the big challenges I could think that actually AI might help with is it deals with unstructured data very well. So you could take a lot of those data sources that usually you'd have to have a human kind of parse through, spit that information out, and as long as you have it kind of set up in a way where the human can see, hey, here's the analysis and here was the source material, then yeah, that would be helpful. You never just want to go blanket trust the AI systems because they do hallucinate. They're going to just think up random shit. And the reason for that is because they're not actually thinking. They're probabilistic, non-deterministic algorithms that are happening in there, where it's just trying to guess what the next word in the token should be. So yeah, I'd be surprised if there wasn't, Freak, because it seems like an area that, given the large amount of unstructured data, it would apply really well. Let's see. I'm just checking something in here real quick. Where's this referenced? It's referenced in Icebreaker. We can look at the main, or well, this is main. All right, so we import the summary chain. It gets actually used on 27. Ah, there we go. So summary chain is to get the summary chain, and then summary and facts. So that's going to be summary chain, invoke, and then we pass it the inputs right there. So here's the inputs it needs. It needs the information, which would be the LinkedIn data and the Twitter post. Gotcha. Okay. I think we can make this. Because kind of what I want to do is. This is a workable solution, but it is not like an expandable solution. Right? So scan is basically just one giant function in here. We don't actually have the chains built up. So for this to be an actual agent, we'd actually need to build it up. So let me do something. I'm going to make a copy of it. I'm going to basically just make a backup copy of it. So that way we have a nice, safe copy of it. Do I want to do that, actually? No, I think what I want to do is... Let me go commit what we've got in here. Let's see. Fixed nmap agent up. Let me commit that up real quick. We want the env example. All of this stuff, basically. But unversion. No, not worried about that. Okay, let me go push that up to GitHub. Alright. Because then what I want to do is, over here for nmap agent, I want to rewrite this a bit. We have our model, we've got our robo pages, we've got our tool in here. So let's do this real quick. Let's make a new definition here. So what we'll do is... I kind of like the way this is working. I like having the task and the target in here, and put this all in. I think we just need to rework it a bit. Let's see. So we have our prompt template. We define template 1, which is the same thing in here. Do our tool query. Something real fast here. That's Icebreaker. This is the one, custom chains. So we want the... We're going to take the template, and it's going to need certain inputs. going to take that, pass it into the summary prompt template. Actually, hey guys, that's where this comes in. And it's going to get parsed over to summary parser. I'm getting jumped by 4 invisible people. Throw down a smoke grenade, then you'll all be blind. Gotta remember where this is all flowing. Where's summary parser actually coming? We import summary parser? Ah, there we go. It's from output parsers. Got it. Yeah, that's right. So summary parser defined in another file as a pedantic output parser. Which that might be the better way to approach this, because right now our output formats are here. Which is our summary class right there. Yeah, I think that's actually kind of how we want to do this. Yeah, let's do this in pairs here. So what we'll do next is we'll go ahead and define one fast. Gun goes brrr. In that game they do. Real life, you have to apply to the ATF for that. So we want a pedantic output parser and the object. Let's call that. Let's do let's do that. We'll do in-map parser. It's going to equal pedantic output parser. And we just tell what the pedantic object is. So pedantic object is going to be in-map output. And then what we can do is then now, rather than having to go through and do this all from the input-output format, we can do this and parse it a little bit. Yeah, because the way we're doing this right now is, right, we have template 1. That takes in a task and some targets. Template 2 takes in some tasks and the targets. And then for template 2, we changed the task, if I remember. No, actually, we used the same one in here. So because these are the same, we just don't have anything for in-map results. So what we do is... we did get tool query. That's how we invoked the tool in here. So that's not what we want to actually have a tool call happen. Let's go ahead and modify this just a wee bit. So right now we're doing this. Basically, think of like we have taken this and we've kind of slapped it together. Now what we want to do is refine it and actually put it into like the proper LangChain kind of style. So we understand where all the bits and pieces are coming from. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to say in-map results. We're going to go ahead and initialize that up here. And we're just going to make it a blank string right now. For some reason, tonight's making my brain hurt. Probably from the time shift. God, I hate daylight savings time. Y'all hadn't noticed. I think daylight savings time is an abomination. What we'll do is we're going to take this, we're going to drop in our in-map results right here. We can then drop this. Because then in-map results is going to be kind of specified again in here. But then we want to take this, our template. That's going to be template. Let's see. I got to reposition for my lower back. If I can. There we go. Which one are you playing against, Sisyphus? Are you playing Metal Gear Solid? Let me go look at something real quick in LangChain. End-to-end agent. Get the LangChain expression language set up here. Metal Gear Solid 1, gotcha. Pain level today, thankfully, Ty, has not been too bad. It kind of depends on if I've been sitting too long. That's the part that sucks. So what we need is an agent executor, which in this case they did a React agent, but I don't want a React agent in here. Look at something. So we initialize chat, we search, which max results, that's our tabulate search results. We build the tools array, and then our agent executor in this case was create React agent. But that's from our pre-build. So I don't want to do a pre-built agent though. Back to the top. Where do we have that set up at? That's our pre-built components, which I don't necessarily want. Creates a graph that works with the chat model that utilizes tool calling. Yeah, but that's not what I want, bro. React agent is doing too much auto magical stuff under the hood. I want to make it a little bit more straightforward. What we used here. Back over to Iceberg. What do we have in the agents? This was kind of like my example one. LinkedIn lookup agent. So from LangChain.agents, there's got to be something else we can do. Let me somewhere. So from LangChain.agents import add here. Didn't want the pre-built stuff. API reference. Let me go look at this. This is our LangChain. Good. Really? Killing me, Smalls. LangChain. There we go. Because I locked out a broken Steam Deck, I finally beat Helicopter in Metal Gear Solid 1. Nice. Pain level starts to go up. Try to go walk for 10 to 15 minutes. Actually, Ty, that is great advice because I have noticed that like my back will just be completely jacked up, and then after walking for a bit, it does get better. I need to be more structured about that. Hey, soy sauce. Security's like an onion. There's layers to it, and at some point you start to cry. You're not joking. Base package. LangChain agents. Here we go. Let's see. So agent is the class that uses the language model to choose a sequence of actions to take. So in chains, sequence of actions is hard-coded. In agents, a language model is used as a reasoning engine to determine which action to take and in which order. Okay, so we don't necessarily need to go make ourselves an agent. What we need to do is make ourselves... Actually, I guess we do. We do want to make ourselves an agent. All right, Freak, have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in, brother. Let's see. So let me go with this. So in chains, a sequence of action is hard-coded. In agents, a language model is used as a reasoning engine to determine which actions to take and in which order. Agents select and use tools and toolkits for actions. It's kind of what we're doing. So basically what we've got here is we've got two chains happening, and we want to combine those into a single agent. That's what's happening. Come to think. We'll call this an scan. So let me look at this real quick. We come back over to chains. Go ahead and build those up fast. Put our custom chains. Sorry, so we have our get summary chain. That's one in here. So what we want to do is this is supposed to return a runnable sequence. Essentially, what we do is we take the template, we plug that into a prompt template. So the template is just the summary template is just a string with instructions, right? Plug that into a prompt template. Let's go kind of work through that. So we have our, well, we had our prompt template here. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit different. So we don't want to do it this necessarily from template. So let's bust this out a wee. Let's take this out. Let's call this, I'm going to call this instructions template. That's going to be our instructions in here. And then now we're going to break everything because we just broke a whole shit ton of references, but that's fine. There's our instructions template. We want to take that and we want to actually plug that into a prompt template. So, let's... do that. So next thing we want to do is find our prompt tip. So what we'll do is the first thing is going to be, what are we going to call that? We're going to call that the, like, I guess the scan template. Because the first thing it's going to do is it's going to decide, hey, this is the function we're going to call the tool and what the arguments are going to be for. I might be losing my mind. Sisyphus, I'd say you're probably losing your mind. That's okay. You can find it again. I have faith in you. So we want to call this the what? That's it. We're going to call this the tool selection template. Yeah, listen. Beep. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And that's going to be from a prompt template. And we're going to have to pass it a couple of variables in here. So we want to pass it the input variables. Was it just input? Is that what we used? Yeah, I guess so. So we'll do input So I believe we actually just did it just like this. Hang on, let me back this out. No, that should have been correct. There we go. We can just actually modify this one. Let's see. So template is going to call this our scan template here. Yeah, I think that's how we're going to want this. So we'll tell this scan template. We'll make this a prompt template. That should have input variables to it. Just input. Why is this throwing a... Oh, probably because we don't have the prompt to it. Let's see. Because we need to send it the template. Scan. Did I not import prompt template? No, I did. Why is this throwing such a bitch fit? Something. Let's see. Prompt template equal. Yeah. There we go. So template now is going to equal our scan template, our instruction template. What is the error that it's not liking here? Unexpected indent? Look at why this is. This is saying we need to do input variables. There we are. I swear I can make this work. Oh, I've got this right, because input variables should be something different. Bring this over. Input variables should not be this. It should be input and agent scratch pad. So let me. What the hell is going on here? Everything's getting all kinds of jacked up. Oh, that's what's causing all this. There's some kind of weird dangling, like a parentheses hanging out there. It's fucking up all the parsing. All right. Now we're talking. Let's fix this up real fast. Okay, let's do this. There should be, I think, an input and input variables in here. Now let me see. So from our prompt template, we had our format instructions, information. So input variables were information and Twitter posts. Yeah, we got that. Partial variables was our input instructions. Okay. Let's go fix this up. So this should be... I'm just going to put this as a placeholder real fast. That right there. Input variables is going to be a comma-separated list of these. So we're going to have... yeah, so we're going to have tools. These are the things that are going to, right up here in our instruction template, these are the variables that we need to fill into here. So we have tools, we have the input, which is the task, and then the agent scratchpad. So, take in input, and then the last thing is our agent scratch. There we go. That's what we want. Perfect. Okay, got that. And then we have our template, which is our instructions template. And we don't need our agent scratch. And for some reason, it's not liking tool. Unexpected art. Take that out for now. That's all we need. Or we could also do partial variables, which is our instructions. Now, this was summary parser from output parsers. Oh, I see. But we had that done a different way, though. Because up here, we had our output formatters. We had input, output, in-map output here. Sniper Wolf being a well-trained sniper, she really can't hear or see a missile. That does seem a flaw in the game logic, doesn't it? Let me see. So our summary parser. Was that? That was over here. Crap, where did that get imported? From output parsers, yeah. Wait, I was there. I was in output parsers. I'm smooth. Summary parser, pedantic object. Yeah, there we go. All right, so what we need to do is actually come back over to output formatters, and instead of importing the input-output format, we're going to get the in-map parser. That's it. We're going to import in-map parser. We'll come fix this up in just a second. Let's see. Let's get this cleaned up a bit. So what we're doing is we're rebuilding this now. And the reason why you might... I know a lot of you are like, hey, why the hell are we spending so much time on in-map? Because this is going to be kind of like the base template for the others. And so once this kind of gets figured out, we'll build out the other ones. We'll do the in-map scans. We'll get the information we want back, and then we'll do it. Let's see. This one taking. Model wrapper that returns outputs formatted to match the given schema. You know what? I think that actually works a little bit better. Because over here in Icebreaker, we're using the pedantic output parser. Now, what is this define? Parse and output using a pedantic. Not worried about that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to undo that because I like the way we've got this going a bit better. Where we're actually using just the pedantic class and we're letting it bind over to the LLM. Comment that out real quick. All right, so after we have the actual template built out, what we need to do is have our input variables, which is information, your post, template, summary template, partial variables. Go. Oh, I see why he's doing it this way. So the reason why he's doing the partial variables as the format instructions this way is because see how we got the LLM defined in here? That's why. We want to do it that way. I mean, he's already using this LLM up here. I think LLM Creative isn't even used in this document. It's used exactly one time, which is here. Yeah. So all these references are to just the regular language model. All right, yeah, I like that idea. Let's see. So we've got our LangChain RoboPages from output formatters. No, so I forgot. RoboPages has its own pedantic class, and that's what you can use with it. So we don't need to do that. We get that from RoboPages. This is going to be LLM select tool. All right, so we built out our template. This is for selecting the tool. Let's go ahead and take this stuff out. So this is our tool query. Here's our get interest chain. So interesting facts from the prompt template. Let's come back. Let's see. Yeah, so in this case we have those input variables defined. The template is our interesting facts template, which is this right here. And then we have the partial variables, which we don't have to worry about because we're actually binding that over to the language model itself. So here's our tools value right here. And there was our RoboPages output. So this is our LLMs for selecting the tool. And then what was the topics of interest parser? Oh, the topics of interest parser would be over here. Yeah, which we shouldn't need actually, come to think of it. So now really, where is that? Lost it. Here we go. So if we go look at where this gets invoked at, so like for example, the get interest chain, this is also an icebreaker. So when this gets invoked here, the interest chain, syntax looks funny. Breaking my brain a little bit. So the topic of interest was basically invoke that chain right there, and with our input values. So let's go ahead and build that out. So this is going to be our, what do we call this? This is our first chain, which is our I think we call this nmap. Yeah, let's do nmap results here. That's really what we need. I feel bad for Otacon. It's been so long since I've played that story. I forget what happened to him in MSG1. Let's comment this out real quick. Let's see, so we get the chain, which is our interest chain. This one, which returns a runnable sequence. Yeah, so this returned everything in here. So this was our interesting facts template piped to the LLM to our parser, but we don't need to send it to the parser, I don't believe. Actually, I think we might need to, because now that I think about this, topic of interest parser, let me look at something. Because we're parsing all this stuff out, and then we have our interest of chains. Yeah, that's get interest chains. This was the result of the invoke. The interest chains is basically going to be a runnable sequence. We gotta look at what's the output for that. Length chain, runnable. Damn it, quit sending me to the old stuff. This implements the standard runnable interface, done into addition. Most important composition operator in LangChain. It's used virtually every chain. Runnable sequence can be instantiated directly or more commonly by using the pipe operator. Holy shit, it's 10 o'clock already. Which would be either left or right operand. Okay. Any runnable sequence automatically supports sync, async, and batch modes. Default implementation of batch and a batch utilizes thread pools and async IO. So runnable sequence preserves the streaming properties of its components. So if all the components of the sequence implement a transform method, which is the method that implements the logic to map a streaming input to a streaming output. Okay. That was a mouthful. I need to look at something. Look at the agents. Let's look at the LinkedIn lookup agent. So in this case, we define the language model, find the template, the prompt template, the tools for the agent. We have the React prompt, and then we create a React agent, but I don't want to create a React agent. Explicitly do not want to create a React agent. Chain creates custom agents. Do you have any suggested after installation instructions for Kali, or a list you go by available on the web? Depends on the kind of install you do. Ty, if you do the standard install, it's probably going to have any tool that you're going to want for the most part. One of the things I like to do on there is, let me think. If you're using the desktop environment, change the terminal because it defaults to like being partially transparent. I hate that. I go change that to be like completely non-transparent. And then after that, it's pretty much just this kind of almost standard Debian environment to it. I know there's a couple guys that they work for Offensive Security, the guys that maintain Kali Linux, and they actually use Kali as their daily drivers for like all their work. I think that's a terrible idea, but they're allowed to do that. I basically treat Kali as a disposable virtual machine. Actually, there is one thing you can do. See if I can find it. Kali post install tweaks. Yeah, if you really wanted to mess something, you could run do an apt install on Kali tweaks, and then run that, and it will give you a whole bunch of different things that you can run on it. Lots of little tweak packages that you can throw into Kali. Yeah, in fact, I'll drop this in the chat. Just Kali tweaks. Running in VirtualBox. Nothing is my computer's clipboard is absolutely thrashed right now. Okay, that's right. The ads are about to run. I'm going to do a 3-minute ad break, guys, so we're done for the rest of the night. Grab a water, grab a drink, grab a stretch, and we'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom, too. All right, I'm back. By the way, everybody who won the giveaway for the APT game, I have not had a chance to mail those out. I apologize. I will get them out very soon. I finally have enough boxes. That was the hardest part, is I had to find boxes to mail them in. Don't laugh at me when you get these boxes. No, they're not diaper boxes. Those are too big, Cypher. But one of them will be for like a little ninja hand blender. Because that is what Sock is using right now to like make her lunch. So she got herself one of those, and like that was the last box I was waiting on. And then, true to form, being an IT person, I fucking hate printers. And my printer is dead. So I gotta go get the mailing labels printed up. Audio just died. There it goes. Oh.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
LB? Talked about this. If you're gonna redeem something, at least redeem a Hack the Planet.
Hack the planet!
For some reason, everyone loves the gunny, and it surprises the shit out of me that Hack the Planet doesn't get more love. My inner 12-year-old is shown. Oh, I see what this is doing now. It's defining the icebreaker. I got it. I see what's happening now. I was so confused, like, why does it say like this? Topic of interest. That's the interest train. I get it. I get it. Yeah, that's used in app.py. That's why. Okay. You finally finished disc 1. Nice. Snake. Sound is always soul crushing to hear. Let's see. All right, I gotta figure out something. Lynching, creating custom agents. Let's see. So one of the best common requests we've heard is better functionality and documentation for creating custom agents. It's always been a bit tricky. So in our mind, it's actually still very unclear what an agent actually is, and therefore the right abstraction for them, or what the right abstractions for them may be. So recently we felt some more of the abstractions starting to come together with a bit of push across both Python and TypeScript modules to better enforce and document these abstractions. All right. See the links below for Python custom agent docs. I'm sure this is the outdated documentation. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so by themselves, language models cannot take action. They just output text. Agents are a system to take high-level tasks from an LLM reasoning engine and decide what actions to take and execute those actions. LangGraph is an extension of LangChain specifically aimed at creating highly controllable and customizable agents, which we recommend using LangGraph for building agents. Oh, is that how we're supposed to do that? All right, so LangChain previously introduced the agent executor as a runtime for agents, so while it served as an excellent starting point, its limitations became apparent when dealing with more sophisticated and custom agents. So as a result, we're gradually phasing out agent executor. No wonder why I can't find any damn examples of it. This is the important shit that you learn. In favor of a more flexible solution in LangGraph. So transitioning from agent executor to LangGraph. So if you're currently using agent executor, don't worry, we have prepared resources for you. All right, so for those who still need to use agent executor, we offer a comprehensive guide on how to use it. We strongly recommend transitioning to LangGraph for improved flexibility and control. To facilitate the transition, we've created a detailed migration guide. Okay, so that's where the disconnects become. I couldn't figure out why there was so little documentation on creating the agents. That's why. And that's why they only have the one pre-built agent, which is the React agent, which is really a LangGraph implementation. I see now. Okay, let's look at the common agent architectures in LangGraph. I guess we're going to dip into LangGraph a lot more than I thought. All right, let's see here. So many LLM applications implement a particular control flow of steps before and or after the LLM is called. As an example, RAG performs retrieval or documents relevant to the user question and passes those documents to an LLM in order to ground the model's responses in the provided document context. So instead of hard coding a fixed control flow, sometimes we want an LLM to systems to pick their own control flow and solve more complex problems. This is one definition of an agent. Okay, so I guess we actually don't really need an agent thing because we don't really have a control flow in here. What we have is we have a chain. Let me see if we can do that. LangChain with tool. It's almost like Python's dependencies. God. If y'all haven't heard me say this before, I'm pretty certain that Dante Alighieri died before he finished the Inferno, and there was an undocumented 10th layer of hell, which is Python dependencies. Okay, you sometimes see this called function calling. We'll use the term tool calling. That's what I prefer. Hold on, let me not skip anything because I have a bad habit of that. So one of the things that might come up, you'll see, like, I don't know if it's really universal to offensive security folks, but it is for it's something that I do, and that is you get used to changing topics of work, basically, because, for example, I'm a contractor, so companies contract me to come in and test their environments. So I might get some kind of pre-brief on what I'm going to encounter in the environment, but there will always be something that I wasn't briefed about, and I'm going to have to go learn about it real fast. So I got really good at skimming. The downside is I got really good at skimming, and it's my default mode now. I'm trying to understand this at a deeper level. She said that if Snake dies, he better come back. She's the character you call up to save the game. All right, so many AI applications interact directly with humans. In these cases, it's appropriate for models to respond in natural language, but what about the case where a model interacts directly with systems such as a database or an API? These systems often have particular input schemas. For example, APIs frequently have required payload structures. This need motivates the concept of tool calling. You can use tool calling to request model responses that match a particular schema. All right. So we sometimes hear function calling. We're going to call it tool calling. Good. Tool creation. So we use the tools. We've already got that part done. Our tools are good. All right, so this pseudocode illustrates the recommended workflow for using tool calling. Creates tools. Created tools are passed to .bindTools method as a list. The model can be called as usual. If a tool call is made, model's response will contain the tool call arguments. The tool call arguments can be passed directly to the tool. Okay, so we have our tool, model with tools, we bind it, we get a response, model with tools, invoke with our user input. That doesn't directly call the tool though, does it? All right, so the recommended way to create a tool is with the tool decorator, tool bindings. So the central concept of understanding the LangChain provides a standardized interface for connecting tools to models. Bind tools method can be used to specify which tools are available for a model to call. Got that kind of set. So a key principle of tool calling is that the model decides when to use a tool based on the input's relevance. So the model doesn't always need to call a tool. For example, given an unrelated input, the model will not call a tool. The result would be an AI message containing the model's response in natural language. However, if we pass input relevant to the tool, the model should choose to call it. All right, tool execution. Tools implement the runnable interface, which means they could be invoked. So we can do tool invoke args directly. Okay. LangGraph offers pre-built components like a tool node that can that will often invoke the tool on behalf of the user. Okay, cool. Let me look at the tool node document, because we might just go straight to LangGraph on something. Sisyphus, I'm trying to make this a little bit more flowy in with this tool, because while what we had going for InMap did work, it was, like I said, it was a bit slapdash. We were taking it and we were doing things at a pretty low level. And so eventually what should happen is we can construct those into a chain. And then over here in something like Langsmith, where was that? In Langsmith, you see how we have all these different calls? Call. These should all be combined into basically one overarching system, one overarching view. So instead of this runnable sequence just being this tiny bit, we could basically invoke the chain and then have it run through. Although that might not be the way to do this. I think the way to do this might just be to do chains on it. Let's look at this real quick. So we define a tool here. We can manually call the tool node. Wait, hold on. Where did they set up the tool? Let's see. Tool node is a tool node of tools. Okay. So we could do that. And we're getting the tool node from LangGraph pre-built. I think that might work out pretty well. Using the chat model. So we'll be using a small chat model from Anthropic in our example. So if you use chat models with tool calling, we need to ensure that the model is aware of the available tool. So we do this by calling bind tools available on that, which we've got. So we have bind tools. Model with tools dot invoke. What's the weather in San Francisco? Let's see how the tool node inside let's see how to use the tool node inside a LangGraph graph. So what we'll do is we'll set up a graph implementation of the React agent. This agent takes some query as input, then repeatedly tool call until it has enough information to resolve the query. So we'll be using tool node in the Anthropic model. I just realized something. So what we were doing here is we were getting all this data back, right? And our in-map output format, I don't think we had to do that twice. I think I was overcomplicating this, which is kind of standard until I get used to it. Just being honest. But kind of here's what was happening. So what we did is we basically defined a task and a target. And then we passed that over to, let's call it LLM1, right? That would then come back with a tool call. We would then pass that over to, we would then call the tool, actually. So we'd call tool. Then we take that and we'd pass that over to LLM2. And then we would get the output. And then lastly, we would then parse that output. Right here. So I think we might be able to kind of, I feel like we should be able to combine that into a single execution here. Now, let's see about that. So in this case, we've got the should continue. That's right. It's kind of funny the way this is defined. I'm going to read this from bottom to top, and here's why. So we're going to define a workflow as a state graph with all of our message states on it, right? Then we define two nodes that we're going to cycle between. So we have the agent node and the tools node here. And then this is actually where we define the graph. So we have our start node, and that's going to be connected to the agent node. So I'm going to diagram this as I walk through it, and then I'll show it to you. Start node, that's going to go to the agent node. And we're also going to have we're going to add a conditional edge from agent to should continue. And then finally, and that's either going to connect to tools or end here. So this is how this is going to work. So we basically define the nodes to work as such. So it's kind of funny because we define the graph after we've defined all the pieces of the graph. So that's why I wanted to show you this part first, and then we're going to come back up. So let's do this. Our should continue here. I'm running on 90% ADHD and 12% not being able to count. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that a lot, especially during this last red team assessment, because man, I would sit down to work. I usually can start around 9 in the morning, and then I would just be hitting it, and shit would just be. The next thing I know, I turn around and it's like 4 in the afternoon. I'm like, where did all the day go? Let's see here. So define the call model. Okay, so the agent is actually linked to call model, and then the tools is defined as the tool node in here. Where did we define the node? We added 2 nodes, agent and tool. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's been the entirety for the last 4 weeks. I got 1 week left on this red team assessment I'm on. And good for them, because I mean we've tested these guys this would be the 3rd time around with them, and they've been showing constant improvement the whole time. So what does this should continue actually doing? So we're using the tool node from the anthropic model to justify this. Okay. If last message contains tool call, go to tools, otherwise end. Okay. Oh, here we go. There's a cool way you can actually draw these graphs out. So this is what it looks like. I drew it out, but whatever. So you have to start, it's going to go to the agent, and then if we have tool calls, it can potentially go in a loop between these two, and then finally come to the... So that's our call model, which is messages, state messages. Response equals model with invoke messages. Okay. I think this is kind of how I want to potentially do this. Let's take a look at something. So what's the weather in San Francisco? So we get the first human message. What's the weather? AI says, okay, let's check the weather. It does a tool call, which I believe it did that up here. Where did they define that? Anyway, they defined, let's make a, like, check the weather up above. But this is what the conversation kind of looks like. The tool message, get weather, it's 60 degrees and fogging. And then we say the weather in San Francisco is currently 60 degrees and fogging. And then we can say, hey, example, multiple tool calls in succession. What's the weather in the coolest cities? Then we see that, hey, by the way, it goes through and it does multiple tool calls. So we get tool call for like San Francisco and a couple other ones, and then we finally get that data back. The tool node can also handle errors during tool execution. You can enable to disable this by handle errors equals true. See our guide on handling errors. Okay. Come back up here to the top. Let me run through this. All right, so we'll get from LangChain core messages, and then we're going to get LangGraph pre-built. So we don't have to define our tools. We've already got that. But we do need the AI message here. Where's AI message actually getting used? Got water.
That's what I call some high quality H2O.
Typically, you don't need to create AI messages manually. This will be automatically generated by LangChain's chat model, or by any chat model that supports tool. Yeah. So I don't think we actually need that. But what we do need is this tool node here. So let's go ahead and implement that just a wee bit. So we are going to import from Minecraft. What? We didn't add LangGraph to this? No way. What? No way. I didn't add those to the project? Get out of here. There we go. Easy fix, but I can't believe I didn't add that. Yeah, we have LangGraph and LangGraph Anthropic. What the hell? Why is it saying that it's not in there, though? That makes no sense. Hang on. Try something. I actually want a Python console. Yeah, it does appear in here. Thank you. Now you finally caught up. Awesome. Right, so we do need our tool node in here. That's going to make our tool calling a lot easier. Right, we don't need the AI message. Let's see. We get our tools. We have just the nmap tools, so we're good there. I'll go ahead and take this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to comment all of this out for now. We're just going to have the base LLM, which I'm going to just rename to L. Let's brief it. Let's see. This variable would rename. Code occurrences, so we're just going to call it. Oh, it didn't like it because it commented out this stuff here. Refactor this to just be LLM. Why are you doing this? Why are you like this? Yep, F6. There we go. Let's refactor that real quick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to define a tool node from those tools. So we already got our tools here. Node is going to be so let's define a tool node in the graph. That's going to be a tool node from tools. I kind of want to make this explicit because I can see in the future trying to debug this, it's going to be a bitch if we have a lot of the similar tool like the variable names kind of all over the place. After we get that, we could manually call the tool node, which is not what we... Okay, so we're going to do bind tools on this. That's going to be I'm going to comment on it. So we'll take this and then do bind tools, and we're going to bind tools value to that. Should be nmap tool. There we go. All right, Sisyphus, have a good night, man. Enjoy sneaking around inside of cardboard boxes. Let's see how to use the tool node inside of a lang graph. Okay, yeah, I kind of like this kind of custom. So we need to go get the state graph. Where's state graph actually used inside of here? That's gonna be a message state. So we could do this, even though this is really meant more for a chatbot. Think about this. So then we'll have tool node. I'm gonna bring this in for just a second. Where's message state coming from? It's coming from lang graph. I don't really know if I want a message state in here. The whole idea was we would have a custom state table. I'm going to try it for now, because this is going to be contained just inside this one.
Caution. A virus has been detected.
Hey, Salty!
Salty Demon 86 virus detected in the network.
What's up, brother? What are we up to, man? See, what were you doing tonight? See. Playing Repo. What is Repo? Oh, it's that horror game you were playing. Yeah, man, I was watching you play it. I want to say the other maybe it was Tuesday night? I forget. But yeah, I saw y'all playing it the other night. It looked funny. Especially like there was that mine car coming down the track and it kept clobbering you. Okay, maybe that wasn't the game I was thinking of. What was the one where like there was a scene where y'all were going down like a like you're trying to get, it's like almost like a horror puzzle game, and like there were these mine cars shooting at like 50 miles an hour going down a track, and you had to like dodge them. And I think you and Lady kept eating it on those mine cars. I gotta sit up. I'm keep slouching. I'm gonna have goblin posture. Check something. All right, I'm gonna copy it straight up. Let me go look at something. Here. That's our pedantic output. I gotta remember what this is gonna be doing. Parse output using a pedantic. Oh, Labyrinthine was what y'all were playing. Oh, okay. I guess I haven't seen Repo then. What was that one where... Oh, wait, that was one like Don't Steal from Ghosts, where you're trying to like rob the place, but there's different kinds of ghosts in there. That one was pretty funny. I think we played that a couple times, and I was like, man, fuck this game. Keeps kicking my ass. I keep losing my spot. I just found out how to type in the game and the robots repeat it. Nice. Oh, let me look at something. Dude, we're just working on the our little HackTheBot here. That's our human image. I mean, this was working, it's just I want it to be a little more scalable setup. Can't wait to get this thing running. You said a bunch of dirty words. I'm not surprised there. Especially like whenever there's any time you can get something to repeat, you know, what you're saying. Oh yeah. at something. The best $7 game you've gotten in a while. Awesome. Sometimes those little like inexpensive games, they're the most fun, man. Before I go down this route, let me check one thing real quick. Look something on change real fast. I guess I really do need the kind of graph in there, but alright, let me get back to this example here. Let me think about this, because we went through all the trouble of making those output parsers. Like I said, it did work, but I want to make this a little bit more... Let's go, for lack of a better term, LangChain, right? We were using LangChain to do certain pieces, but we weren't making full use of its abstractions. Think about this. Hey, Mezzy Blood, what's up? Happy Sunday. Let's see. Should I continue? What's up, bro? Dude, just working on some LangChain and LangGraph stuff. Gotta adjust how I'm sitting here. Can't wait till Tuesday. I go see my doctor again and get my back sorted out. No, I don't work for HackTheBot. I am a consultant who does offensive security and red teaming stuff. But we're making a tool called HackTheBot. And the idea of it is it's going to be a AI agent system that's going to play HackTheBot and try hack me for us. So it's going to come in and it's going to try, we're going to give it like the basic instructions and let it see if it can solve them automatically. Pulled a muscle in my back right now and it's killing me. Oh, dude, yeah. So mine is, I think I've got a jacked up disc in my back. So I just had an MRI. Waiting to talk to my doctor about it on Tuesday, see what he says. I'm unboxing the new Untainted Gains gym gear tomorrow on stream. Oh, yeah, man. Yes, I will make sure to pop in and check that out, because I want to see it. Untainted Gains. Hell, at this point, I'll take Tainted Gains. The cool thing is, I found a really badass doctor. He and I, like, mesh very well. He's a martial arts guy, too. And I did that for a long time. And he's all about trying to help me avoid surgery, which I've spent the last 6 years working on doing, trying, like, all sorts of different stuff. But I guess I just pressed my luck with my back one too many times. It's an all Natty Gains company that you and Zero made. Oh, sweet. I want to say you sent me the link to it, but send it to me again, Salty, just in case, because with everything going on, I'm super busy, and honestly, I'm forgetting shit. Let's try something here. I gotta see what this message state is over here for LangGraph. Let's do. LangGraph message state. That was not what I wanted, was it? Yeah, it should be message state. I actually want to know how this is going right here. Dude, go ahead and drop it in the chat here if anybody else wants to, because a lot of guys in here are all big on working on everything too. Let's see. Hey, Vandal, what's up, man? There was talk about this at Black Hat Asia. A company was doing something similar, but they won it for bug bounty. I'm not surprised. I don't really give a damn about bug bounties. Not saying bug bounties aren't bad. They don't have their place. The thing I ran into with bug bounties is I've been in offensive security for the last 7 years now, like just about 7 years to the day, pretty much. And bug bounties kind of became a thing around my first or second year into penetration testing. And what it felt like was I worked all day for my salary and then went home and worked at night for tips. That's essentially what it felt like. And so I kind of just got, it was like I was working on top of work, but without like a lot of the extra benefit to it. So I got kind of burned out on it. I just didn't want to stick to bug bounties. Oh, I think you did send this to me because I remember the fourth wall. Yeah. I love the graphics, dude. It looks sweet. Untainted Games. Especially this one. I like that one, the Ripped Viking. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really do tank tops because I have hairy shoulders. I'm built like a Wookiee. Got a bunch more in the making. Sweet. I think I might finally have something that I thought would be worthy of a merch shop. So I'm kind of working on that, but honestly, I don't know when I'm going to get around to it. I really need all this, so can you give me a layman's rundown of what offensive security is? Sure. So if you think about it like this, we pull up the iPad of knowledge. Let me clear this out. All right. So if you think about it this way, basically think about like you've got your company, right? And it's kind of like it's a castle. Right? Actually, I tell you what, let me back this up a bit. Let's say like you've got your I don't know. Let's say, yeah, you've got your castle here, right? The actual like living area of the king. And then so how do you protect that from marauders, right? You come through and you build a moat around it. And then after maybe the moat's not quite good enough, so then you start building walls around it, right? Well, this is all the defensive security part. They're coming through and they're looking at, okay, how do we set up network firewalls? How do we do this, that, and the other? How do we set up antivirus? Things like that. So my job, being offensive security, is to come in and look at it and realize, hey, by the way, you got a big ass gap in your wall right here. Or, hey, by the way, this door over here, the housekeepers keep it unlocked. They don't ever lock this door. So I can get in that way. And that's basically the gist of it. Really, it's almost like system administration, but doing things backwards. The best analogy I've ever heard was from a buddy of mine. He said, offensive security is kind of like a mechanic changing the spark plugs, but he goes in through the tailpipe. So that's the kind of the best way I can think of it. So for example, yeah, and I know that's a funny analogy, but that's really what it is. A lot of times it's abusing built-in functionality in ways that were not intended or ways that are vulnerable by design. So I would say probably, let me think about this. I'd say probably 99% of what I do is misconfigurations. And that is, the system is either vulnerable by default or it's vulnerable by configuration that they implemented. Things like that. A lot of times systems are set up to be auto-magically helpful. That's a technical term. And I can abuse that auto-magicality to go get stuff that I want done that wasn't either expected or is just risk accepted, whatever. I'd say probably really only about 1% of what I do is exploitation. And that's using things like, hey, there's a deserialization bug, there's a cross-site scripting, there's a buffer overflow, things like that. That's probably really only about 1% of what I'm doing in there. And so this is the actual part that really earns the salary. It's understanding how the technology works, where it's messed up, and how you can abuse that and where you can go with that. So you're talking about, for the misconfig side, you're talking about stuff like abusing the operating system, abusing the application, built-in functionality. Looking at Active Directory is a big one. And part of it might not be that, hey, they didn't mean to make it vulnerable like that. A lot of it is, hey, the systems get really complex. And so the more complexity you add, the more areas to screw up there are, or to miss a configuration. Not many companies want to pay for you to find exploits. There are some. I mean, don't get me wrong. But yeah, for the most part, for me, 80 is like 80% of the workloads. Yeah, exactly. Same for me too. I mean, another area you might have is, obviously, you have like you have Azure and AWS. Hold on, redo that. AWS or GCP, which is Google's cloud platform, which nobody really uses. Azure and AWS make up probably 95% of that. And GCP maybe makes up 1%, and the other 4% is kind of like miscellaneous. Yeah, Active Directory and Azure are two really big things to learn. And Azure, actually, it's kind of been renamed a little bit to Entra. So they used to have something called Azure AD, which was Active Directory hosted in their Azure environment. They've renamed that to Entra because everybody thought it was Active Directory kind of based in Entra. It really wasn't. It really was meant to kind of sync what's going on your on-prem to your cloud. And as much as Microsoft is like pushing people to get rid of on-prem Active Directory, it's not going anywhere. Hey, yeah, come in. Dude, this is a total like learning stream, Q&A, ask questions. I'm up here hacking around, having fun, doing stuff. Basically, just like I said, building out this little AI system. But folks come in, ask questions all the time. And anybody who's watched the stream for any decent amount of time knows that I have no problem taking a hard right turn into some new topic because someone asked a question. We had one really nice lady. She came in and she was trying to get started learning how to use virtual machines and didn't realize that she left an ISO connected to the virtual machine. So she was confused because every time she booted up, none of the stuff she saved on the virtual machine was there. So we walked her through that. I mean, something as simple as that too. I had Thinbleed in here asking about doing certain kernel level exploits on Linux, and I'm like, bro, that's not my area of expertise. I like the theory behind buffer exploitation and kernel exploits. I am not well versed in it. Yeah, yeah, Vandal, exactly. I go 30 minutes off on a new topic. I will. I like teaching. It's a lot of fun for me. So this current project here actually has a couple of benefits to it. One is I'm trying to understand and get very comfortable with these two libraries, LangChain and LangGraph, which are meant to send data to and from language models and be able to leverage their kind of thinking capabilities and reasoning abilities to come back and work on stuff with us. On the other side is, once I kind of get that going, I have other topics of interest that I want to work towards, like Azure and AWS, because I'm kind of familiar with them, but I'm by no means very comfortable with them. So then what's the idea there? Okay, cool. Once I understand that and I start learning kind of those attack primitives, start bringing those over as a secondary learning into LangChain and LangGraph to start looking at things. Oh, thanks, Essam. Appreciate that. They say the best way to get understanding and teach something, so I'd like to, so I'd say that's a great trait. Yeah, man, I enjoy teaching. I taught martial arts for 4 years. I taught at a university, not like I was a teaching assistant for Cisco networking. I did that for 5 years, and I've taught courses at Black Hat, and so I've got a lot of teaching experience. I taught a mixed martial arts system called Tongelo. And so it was a mix of Taekwondo, Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, Kempo, and Muay Thai. Want to get into Kali? Not the OS. It's funny that you had to distinguish that, but I knew what you were talking about. Yeah, I like that. Honestly, my favorite weapon when I was doing martial arts was just 2 short sticks. I had so much fun with that. All right, let me see what I can get done here before I incur wife aggro. This was not what I wanted. I don't want just a regular message history. Customizing. Let's do that. Actually, hold on. What was I looking at? It was not the. It's the state graph. Customizing the state graph. Get this real quick. A Filipino, so it's in the blood. Nice. Dude, Filipinos have some sick knife fighting too. I mean, those guys can get brutal. I like nunchucks and bow staff. Bruce Lee's in my blood. Who doesn't like those? Okay, so let's look at this. Simplest form of a state in LangGraph, which would be a basic state, which is the typed dictionary. Okay. So this basic state definition creates a simple structure that can hold a single integer value. Okay. Cool. So actually, we could go start defining that right now. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, and that's actually one thing that I have studied a little bit because I didn't do a lot of weapons. A lot of what I did was a lot of stand-up fighting, and I knew enough grappling to basically disengage and get back to standing where I could beat somebody standing up, because that was my preferred area. Not that I was bad at ground fighting, I just didn't study it enough. Let me look at something. So we have complex state contained. Has to be a human message or an AI message. Add message to this. So as we move to more realistic applications, we often need more sophisticated state structures. LangGraph allows us to create complex states that can hold various types of information. That's what. Let's go ahead and spin that up fast here. So in utils, let's make a new Python file. And what we'll do is we'll call this the state graph. Actually, I'm going to just call this stinger. Yep, add this. This is going to be the state graph definition. I'm going to kind of follow this a little bit here. Because basically it's a typed dictionary. That's all we got to use it for. Dude, what is going on? There we go. Now we got it. What do you think you'll ever get into jiu-jitsu, SM? The annotated type provides additional metadata that LangGraph uses for special handling of messages, in this case, tuples. The structure is particularly useful for chatbots that need conversation history. State modification function. So we could do the add message. This is where he's talking about the add messages here. Too old and not interested, and also not enough time. Dude, I feel that not enough time thing. I really want to go take Agent Zero to start probably taking jiu-jitsu classes, and just haven't been able to. Trying to finish college and retake the CCNA and trying to learn a lot about cybersecurity. Well, dude, it's nice to be able to go take, like, you know, a little bit of time out to go take care of your body. And also, practicing martial arts, I am a big fan of, and it helps you kind of learn how to think a little bit more clearly. A lot of people are like, hey, okay, I want to have a strong mind. Well, yeah, but if you have a strong mind, but you get exhausted real easily, you're not going to have a strong, because your body is weak, you're not going to have a strong mind. The two really do have to work together. That old trope of, like, the dumb meathead, yeah, there are people like that do exist, but they're an exception. They're not the standard. Usually the smartest people I know are very, they take care of themselves. They maintain their bodies. Let's see. I'm basically going to just copy this guy's example, and then we'll... These functions demonstrate how we can increment a counter in our basic state, add new messages to our complex state, and distinguish between human and AI messages. Gotcha. Go ahead and take this one out, so we don't need that. I guess we're going to need to do that a little bit different. Yeah. I see what we're doing. This is not part of the class. We had to scope that down a little bit. I'll probably do it once I have a job or after college. Definitely try to make the time for it, man. Heck, my senior year in college, I took a Taekwondo class, even though I already had a second-degree black belt, which in Tongilo is probably about the equivalent of having a third-degree black belt. As far as the kicks go, we didn't study any of the forms in ITF Taekwondo. So it was just a class as an excuse to get some exercise. I had a lot of fun with it. The instructor was pretty cool. One of my good friends was in there. Simple graph with the state. Dude, I miss it. Like I said, I did that for 7 years. I had a great time with it. I can't wait to get my kids into it. My older son, I think, is finally old enough to really start getting into it. I tried when he was 4, and he just was not ready for it. And so I think he's finally ready for it now. 4 is like the bare minimum of what you can do. All right, unfortunately, I think that's where we got to wrap it up for tonight. And of course, nobody's over on InfoSec streams. So if anybody has a suggestion on who we can go raid out to, I am all ears. Let's go see who we can find real quick. Who's online there? Let's see, Sid's on. Maybe we'll go raid up there. Let's see. Anybody doing anything over in software and game dev? I don't. Let's see. Hey, Missy, yeah, you have a good night too, man. Thanks for stopping in. By the way, well, I do streams every Saturday and Sunday, and then we do Tuesday night news streams. But I mean, come hop in there. We talk about all sorts of different hacking news. Good look at something. This guy working on. Check this fella out. Yeah, this guy seems pretty cool. We'll go give him a raid out. He's working on an indie game. All right, my folks. I gotta end it there because otherwise I'm gonna get wife aggro, and she's been getting on to me about sleeping enough, so my back will actually heal up before the baby gets here. Good luck with that. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a badass week. I hope y'all crush it. Get out there. Stay focused. Don't distract. Make your work time your work time. Make your home time your home time. And SM, you have a good night, brother. I appreciate all y'all coming and hang out, heckling, having fun, giving suggestions. You know I love it. And actually, speaking on that top, I want y'all to remember one thing, and that is, I love ya. Peace.